Good morning and welcome to the third episode of Terrace Talk. Terrace Talk comes out every Saturday morning with my two mates here, Steve and Chris, where we go over the usual subjects. The segments or subjects, whatever you want to call it, are Steve's Classic Kits, where Steve brings in 3 pieces of football memorabilia and we talk through that. Chris Holmes' Trainer Pick of the Week, where Chris will tell you about all the releases and give you one pick of the week. We're going to talk about this weekend's fixtures and we'll end it with 40 years of fashion, where we'll give you one piece of item, trainer or clothing we think is worth mentioning. Sorry for my stuttering. So, we'll get started like we always do. We'll start with Steve. How's it going, mate?
How you doing? So, this week, just going to start with 2 Borussia Dortmund classics. As you can see, they're absolute beauts. Nike 90s, best era for Borussia Dortmund. Best era for Nike as well. So first one is the one behind me, is the one with the wings on the sleeve, is the 94-95, and they were finished in the Bundesliga. They won the league with that one, and they were UEFA Cup semi-final. They got the UEFA Cup semi-final and they knocked out Motherwell on the way. And I remember Tommy Coyne playing for Motherwell in that match.
Fun fact, do you know that Motherwell were the only team to win the Copa del Rey?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Spanish team.
I do. It's a bit more complicated than that, but I do know that. Yeah. It's something. They've actually got the trophy in Motherwell Stadium.
Do they?
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one, isn't it? But it's a good story.
Yeah.
Good story for another day.
Fun facts. Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, so that was the really nice one with the wings on. But you were talking about that last week. It was the Nigeria one.
Oh no, we'll be talking about that tomorrow night.
Okay.
This is back to the future.
Yeah.
But I did. We mentioned the Nigeria strips and you did mention these. Happy coincidence.
Yeah, and the one there is the 97. That's the year after they won the Champions League. So they won the league with that. They ended up. No, they didn't. They finished 10th with that one actually, and they got to the Champions League semi-final. And their top scorer was Stefan Chapuisat. That was one of their big players at the time. But they're absolutely amazing kits.
What makes these kits so iconic?
Just the colours, just Nike. I mean, they were just done really well. Really good designs. What do you think yourself?
I've never really been like. I didn't see the fascination, but it's not a colourway that I like. Don't hate it.
Yeah,
I think tangerine and black's worse, but
I've always loved Dortmund strips.
yeah, they're great. They right through the 90s.
They just remember me of Paul Lambert. I don't even know if that was any of the ones he wore.
I can't remember how. If he probably would have wore that one,
Yeah.
Because it was a year after. I think he was still there. So yeah, he would have done.
Was it just 1 year he was there, wasn't it?
I'm not sure. I think it was more. I think it was more than that. Maybe somebody will be able to come and say. But
I thought it was
sure.
1 year.
where was it? Was it Monaco where he played in France?
Yeah, he played there as well. Yeah,
I think he was playing for them about 98.
yeah, he did really well when he went abroad.
Yeah.
He did really well. So the middle kit has got a bit of a story to it. So it's at that time it's Casino Salzburg. So they were founded in they were Austria Salzburg, and they were also there were 2 or 3 names actually. They've been all like sponsored names. Casino Salzburg was the casino in Salzburg, but founded in 1993. It's 1933. They won the first of their 3 Bundesliga titles in 1994, and they reached the 1994 UEFA Cup final. They were then taken over by a multinational company who basically raped them and erased their name. And what happened was the company bought basically a youth team, and they changed their name to Rasenball Sport Leipzig. So I wonder if you can guess the company that bought them.
Red Bull.
Red Bull, yeah. So it was Red Bull bought them, promised their fans they would keep the colours, the purple and the white.
Which they definitely didn't.
Which they didn't. So yeah, they took them on, erased their name, erased their history, and changed them into Red Bull Leipzig.
That is a really cool strip.
It's very smart.
Going on our if you've been watching our videos, that template should roughly be about 92, 93.
Yeah.
That's the very early equipment template.
That was the Euro 92 sort of strips, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sweden had the home one like that as well.
Yeah.
But I've never seen that strip before. That's stunning.
Yeah, the purple.
The purple on
Purple
white.
on the white, yeah.
It remembers me of like the Real Madrid, the purple and white. I think that's a great combo.
But that club should still that club now. They're fans of Casino Salzburg. They weren't happy, obviously, what was going on with everybody. Even likes the German Red Bull. They're hated. Leipzig. So, but the Salzburg team, their fans got a group together quite a few years ago now, and took the name back, and they're back playing, and they've been coming up, and they're sort of up and down the lower leagues. But basically, a team that was absolutely, as I say, raped and destroyed by a multinational company that nobody wanted. But that's what could happen, and just such an iconic strip. And
so, how much is that strip worth, do you think? Because you've got this brand new tag.
Yeah, probably about 350 up to 500, maybe. It'll depend whoever. But yeah. Their away one's mental as well. It's yellow and bright green.
Right.
And just they're like the.
Have you got that one as well?
No, I don't have that one. I've got that, and I've got the tracksuit.
What I love is the label on it as well.
Yeah,
the label.
Exactly.
Label.
Yeah.
You mentioned like the futuristic stuff. In that video, we didn't get to talk about these. So before they leave, we just get one extra bit on Steve's classic kits.
Yeah. So it's Roberto Baggio. That's the actual. He didn't wear these ones, obviously. They're just replicas. But that was the boots you see at the photos, and that's the ones he's wearing in all the photos from.
So that was his signature boot.
Signature boot, yeah.
You remember that one?
I had a pair.
You had a pair.
Yeah.
See, when I think of like black Diodora boots, just Roy Keane's the first player.
Roy Keane, yeah.
He's the first player that comes in my head.
A few good players. Was it Van Basten, Baggio, Dino Baggio?
Nice little detail doing the signature in white here. I really like that, to be fair. Anyway, this has been Steve Classic Kits.
I can just say one last thing I want to mention about kits. I'm saying I notice you're wearing an Asics Dundee kit from
he's going to get us back for this, yes.
1993. And
I'm wearing a replica, not a fake.
Yeah, I just wonder if that was a real one.
No, it's definitely not a real one.
Like my real Ian Browns.
I had we're going over a subject. I got offered. I bought the away one of this. I've been looking for this kit for years, and I've only ever came across one, and the away one, and it was after I sold all my Dundee kits. I had about 47 at the time. Got some for you, so you'll remember that.
Yeah.
And I was so angry that I didn't have the kits anymore. As soon as I got it, I sold it a day later. So, yeah, I'm wearing a replica, mate.
Yeah, but you'll just have to build up again with the kits.
I've got a few going now anyway, but we're going off.
It's still a nice kit.
It's it's a nice.
No
kit.
comment.
Right, we'll move on now to Chris's trainer release of the week. This is so you could be the freshest looking on the terraces, or what people will be wearing, or what is considered cool from the inside the trainer game. So, Chris, what are the best releases this week?
For me, it's not been the best week for releases, I would say.
I think we spoke about quite a lot of releases.
Yeah,
last couple of weeks.
there was quite a few last week. So, but this week I noticed on the Adidas website they've dropped the ZX500 RS. So I think there's a wee bit of extra bit in the sole or something of the RS is.
It looks a chunkier model.
Yeah, it's got a chunkier sole. I think it's a bit softer.
It goes like going along with like how the 600.
Yeah, but it's the OG colourway, so you can't really go wrong.
Yeah,
with
OG colourway is always popular. It's snuck in there as well, is it? Like,
yeah,
I've not seen anybody share that or anybody mention that. Do you like those 500?
Yeah. Basically, yeah, I do like them.
I've got the OG ones like.
It's the birth of the ZX series. It's the very first ever ZX shoe, that and the 3.
Yeah, so I would say that one. The other one that caught my eye was Marbella, the blue.
Yeah, the leisure shoe. That's a size exclusive. Yeah.
And the other one for me that price wise it's a bit pricey, I would say, and I don't know why it's commanding such a high price. It was the LA trainer, the made in USA one.
Yeah, I've seen the photos of that. It looks like it's modelled on the original for the 82 Olympics.
Yeah, it's like the washed out faded colour.
Yeah, it looks like it's came out. It looks like it's been photoed from the 80s. The colour of the sweat is that sort of dead. It's not like a blue, it's not like a marine.
And what crazy price is it?
220 quid.
220.
Oh, right, okay.
I don't know why it's that, to be fair. Made in USA, this might be.
But it's like anything, yeah. If a Adidas, it says made in Germany, then the price is basically double. But you never really hear a Adidas being made in America, so I don't know why.
Well, apart from made in Germany, they're making, obviously taking this from the collecting scene, like when we were collectors, like made in West Germany, made in Yugoslavia, made in Romania. they've really took to this. I've noticed the past couple of years. Like we spoke last week, it was the Made in France.
Made in France, 8,000, yeah.
And there was the Made in Germany. There's another Made in Germany one. Obviously, we're talking about Made in USA, which in the Addy game's pretty unheard.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I've never really heard of anything.
They're obviously going back because it was the LA Olympics and the roots of that. I'm guessing. I've not looked into it. I'm just like you, just like sort of seen it. I'm going to investigate why that is.
I quite like the washed out. Like, it remembers me. I remember the was it the SL72? No, the OG colour, the sort of washed out one.
They went away with the sole as well. It's not a white sole. It's that sort of
like the yellow.
Yeah, yellow burnt
colour,
and all that sort of colour. Yeah.
But for me, if I had to pick one of the three, it'd be the LA trainer for me.
Did you have a pair of LAs back in the day?
Yes, I've still got a pair now. But as I says to Steve earlier, I always remember when I was like 7 or 8, seeing referees and linesmen run up and down the football pitch with them on, and I was always fascinated with the pegs, and with the seemingly. I didn't have a pair when I was there, but my big cousin used to always tell us you could stick a key in it and make the sole softer.
Well, I had a pair in 1984. I got them for running the Dundee Marathon, 84, and they weren't particularly great on my toes after it. But that's what I remember. But
to be fair, like the LA is a casual trainer. Yeah. Like you said, the people wore these on the terraces.
Was it a proper running shoe?
The idea behind it is the track running, and the pegs is if you adjust the pegs, it's for taking corners on the track. It's like to adjust your run. Okay. That was the theory behind the track running idea. It was.
Well, I wish I'd wore them on the terrace because they took my toenails off.
Did you see it on the terraces?
Yeah, I remember.
This is a debate that goes on for everybody.
Yeah,
did you see it on the terraces?
Yes, it did.
And that is a shoe that was on the terraces.
Yeah.
So it's like a casual classic of the week, shall we say?
Yeah, well, it's like, as you say, was it actually seen on the terraces? Like all these city series at the same, but everybody says they were never on the terraces,
Yeah, no, mostly gazelles. I remember seeing LAs in the 90s as well, like with the pegs. When you first see it, you wonder what it is.
It's been loads of releases of it, re-releases.
See, when you think a release, I always think of the original one. When you think of LA, you're thinking that blue with the mesh and the blue one.
That's the ones I had.
So we mentioned the Marbella before we go, the old leisure shoe, 80s inspired.
Yeah.
So a blue suede with a black sole. How do you feel about blue on black?
It's not for me.
No, not for me either.
I like the leisure shoes. I've got quite a few different pairs of.
I like a lot of boys like leisure shoes, but for instance, I bought the Marine Topanga years ago. That was a size exclusive.
Yeah.
And that is a blue, deep blue suede with a black stripe and a black sole, and I couldn't wear that.
No, I don't think navy blue or dark blue and black goes. It was like, remember they brought out the Manchester?
Mm.
The dark blue ones.
The 89s?
Yes, and I had the dark, and I just couldn't wear them. I ended up moving them on because I didn't like the sole. I didn't think the sole went with the blue.
Yeah, well, fair enough. You didn't like something, you didn't like it. So that has been Chris's trainer release of the week. So to look sharp on the terraces, make sure you're paying attention. Right, so we're going to go through this weekend's fixtures, being Saturday morning. So, Steve, hit me up.
Right, okay, well, it's a Scottish Cup weekend, so Dundee route as usual. So we've got we've got an extra fixture, which is going to be, it looks like an interesting, tasty fixture. And the only game in the Premier League on Saturday is Dundee in 9th with 28 points versus Motherwell in 4th with 53 points.
This is an interesting game.
Right. It will be, because although Motherwell have been battering a lot of teams, we've drawn with them and got beat 1-0. So they're quite close games, and Dundee have kind of improved since the 27th of December. So this could be an interesting game.
I've seen without trying to be biased or whatever, like the thing I've seen about Presley's team is that they're starting to refuse to lose. Like especially Aberdeen a couple of weeks ago, where Hamilton's rocket or goal. Unbelievable, by the way. And last week when obviously they were beating Habs, they won 2-1. They then go 3-2 down. This is typical Dundee fashion, and then they get the last gasp equaliser. It's not really been the team that I've watched for the past 20 years. So
they're fighting right to the end, aren't they?
Well, it's going to be the pitch is great, so it's going to be. Should be good football. It'll be a difficult game for both of them, I think. So I'm saying a draw.
I knew you were going to say that. Somebody said in the comments last week there's more draws than a school smoking area.
No, if they listen to me, I think a lot of them came up last week. So what do you think,
honest,
Chris?
I'm going with you. You know what? Is it Motherwell? Is it?
No, it's at
Dens. It's at Dens.
United not.
No, we're Friday night.
Okay.
That was last night.
Oh God. I'm going to go Dundee 1.
Dundee 1, okay. Chris, what do you think?
2-1 Motherwell.
Alright, okay, there you go then.
Well, that's probably more hopeful.
Right, so we'll go into the Scottish Cup ties. So, some interesting ones. And the first one's very interesting. So, it's Dunfermline versus Aberdeen. I mean, Dunfermline have already knocked Hibs out, so...
They're not on form just now for them.
No.
Not really, no.
But they're going to, especially across there.
I've said that they've got one of the biggest supports in the lower leagues.
Yeah,
by far.
definitely. So I'm going to go for the Dunfermline, wee cheeky wee Dunfermline victory there.
As I say, at least it's in the cup. You can't go draw.
The next one I might.
I'm going to go Aberdeen 1.
Well, where is that?
Is it Dunfermline?
Dunfermline.
I'm going to go there. See, and I think it maybe 1-0 Dunfermline.
I'm going to go Dunfermline as well. I don't know.
I'll stick with Aberdeen. I'll stick with the holders.
So the next one's the big one. Is definitely going to be a draw. Rangers versus Celtic. It's going to extra time and penalties all the way.
Oh.
After last week,
6 goals in the 90th to the 100th minute.
What was saying about that VAR decision during the week for Celtic?
the offside.
Yeah.
I thought it was offside. If they put another frame, it was offside. So I don't know how they get away with that. They've got to show different frames on that and say this is when it started.
I don't know which frame they seen when.
Yeah, no, it looked offside to me. But
Yeah.
So what you reckon?
I'm saying draw, going all the way to penalties, and I
And
think
who wins?
and it could be any of the two of them can get through.
I'm gonna go Rangers.
I'm going to go
I'm
Celtic.
gonna ban you for saying draws at this rate as well.
I'm going to go Celtic. I just think the momentum they took from the second half. They were terrible in the first half.
Going to go all the way, penalties. So next one, St Mirren versus Partick Thistle.
Part of Thistle.
Well, it could well be actually. Partick Thistle take a good crowd there. Yeah, let's go with a cheeky Partick Thistle win there.
I'll go part of Thistle on that. Yeah.
I would say Partick as well.
Just the way St Mirren have no handle on it at the moment. Eh? So we'll go in the Championship. So we've got Queen's Park on 28 points and Airdrie on 9th on 26 points. So this is a relegation sort of match. So it's at Queen's Park. So I'm going to go Queen's Park at that new ground as well. So Queen's Park to beat Airdrie.
I'll go with you on that. I'll go Queen's Park.
Yeah, I agree.
Next one's Arbroath, and Arbroath are doing really well on third on 41 points, and Ross County on the bottom with 26 points. So I'm going for a definite Arbroath victory there, especially with the wind machine on.
Yeah, there we go. I was waiting to hear about the wind machine.
I'm going with Arbroath.
Arbroath, aye. So St Johnstone, a big one for them. It's Morton away, and Morton are usually the team that cause a lot of teams problems in that league. So I'm going for a Morton victory over St Johnstone.
How many points are St Johnstone clear now?
It's only about 5 or 6, maybe 7 at the most, but it's 5 or 6, and I think Partick Thistle have been blowing it. So, and Arbroath, I think Arbroath maybe will catch up with them. I think they're going to be the team. So yeah.
I remember years ago I really wanted to see Arbroath go up with Dick Campbell and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be good to see.
Exactly.
But I don't know. Yeah, it's St Johnstone, and I'll go St Johnstone on that.
I'm St Johnstone as well.
Down to so it's the FA Cup. So we've got some big ones in the FA Cup. Actually, chances of
The oldest tournament in the world.
yeah, well, so they say. Mansfield versus Arsenal. And Arsenal are doing well, so I'm hoping Mansfield beat them. Can't see it but you never know.
Yeah. I'll not go with that one. I'll go with Arsenal on that one.
I'm
Yeah.
going with Arsenal.
So, next one, Fulham versus Southampton. That's got to be a draw. And go extra time.
I'll go Southampton on that.
Fulham.
Okay. Next one, big one, Newcastle versus Man City. Hard to call that one because Man City are up and down.
I said this last time we spoke about FA Cup, and I said Newcastle have got a love affair with it, and then they went on to who was it to put out again?
Who was that?
Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Last time
Yeah,
we spoke about this, the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember who they knocked out. But
Just deja vu. Just got me with that.
Yeah.
I'll go Newcastle.
Yeah, I'm going to go
Just got this
Newcastle.
thing with
I'm
it.
going to go
I would
Newcastle
say
as well,
Newcastle as well.
And the next one is Leeds versus Norwich. So Leeds blow hot and cold, do they? They've got a Leeds badge on the day, so I'm going to go with Leeds.
I was about to say, you're a Leeds fan?
No, but my mate Gary, his uncle played for Leeds, Peter Lormer. So I've got an interest in them. So
What is that T-shirt?
Art of Football. There'll be Leeds on it, yeah. Quite an iconic design, the smiley Leeds badge, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So the most interesting tie of the weekend, I think, in the FA Cup is Wrexham v Chelsea.
Oh yeah, remember the video when Ryan Reynolds was like?
That's right. Yeah. I'd love to see Wrexham do it. Like.
Yeah, you know what? They've got like a whole fairy tale thing going on. Why not?
Okay, we're going with Wrexham. So
Chelsea need to look at they're all of them are fighting for Champions League, are they?
Yeah,
they really are, because that spot's like no guaranteed to anybody.
Exactly. So last fixture we'll look at is an Italian fixture, and we're going to be looking at Italian stuff tomorrow. So so it's Milan versus Inter. So Milan are in second place and Inter are in first.
What's that derby called again? No, like thing it's called El Clasico and stuff. They've got a name for that. What is it?
I can't remember what they call it, but it's a nice friendly derby. And it's and at the moment it's 10 points the difference. So I think if Inter win that game, and I think Inter will win that game,
they'll win the league.
They'll win the league, and it'll be over.
What a better way to do it against your biggest rivals.
Exactly.
I'll go with Inter.
And I don't think Inter have beat them this year, so it's a good enough.
I would go with Inter.
Yeah. So that was the fixtures.
Many referees you think have been paid?
One or two. As usual.
Fair enough. Well, that's any more fixtures you want to talk about, Steve?
No, that's the fixtures.
Any football related?
Nothing else. No more draws.
Right, on to our next segment, which is 40 years of fashion. This is where I tell you about either clothing or shoes that we think is worth mentioning from the past 40 years of fashion. So today, for reference, I have this. This is the Muchen Super from 2017, released by Spezial. I'm going to tell you the history of the shoe. The lineage begins from the Munich Olympics in 1972.
72 it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, where they released this. The first model of the shoe was released in 1975. It was an indoor training shoe. The green version here, which was more mythical, was actually the female version, which everybody knows you always get smaller sizes in, so they're very hard to find. This got re-released, as I said, in 2017 from Spezial, and they learnt a trick back then that they still use to this day, where they gave it to Liam Gallagher. So Liam Gallagher was pictured in this shoe back in the day, famously on the back of an airplane like this. And yeah, so I was actually say, right, the Spezial release at the time, you'll remember this had the lower tree, I had the indoor comp,
yep.
I had the blue version of this and the green version.
Yeah.
It was actually quite a good release.
It was.
The lower trees are a forgotten classic, I would say.
It's probably one of the ones that I probably personally wanted every trainer
from it.
And there's been a lot of special ones, maybe I only like one or two, but that was one of the ones I liked every release. It's what
I like the Spezial range to do, like to get these old models that we've seen for catalogues and bring up versions similar to what they've done with the Samoa 2 now.
Yeah.
Like I like when they do that. The reason I mentioned the release at the time, because I would say this is when the Spezial trainers started to lose notoriety. They were releasing more of them for high demand. I remember these. I don't think did they hit the sales. I think they did because there were so many of them.
Yeah.
Back when I started this at the trainer game, you used to get this, and because there's no branding, as we could see here, people used to send a shoe to me, and I would stick like a box Adidas logo with Muchen Super underneath it, and that was really popular because that added to the shoe was really nice. Different sort of times. What do you think about it, Steve?
Really nice.
It's actually your shoe.
Yeah, so I'm going to get you to do that on the side.
Yeah, it does. It spices it up. Declan was on about it earlier on. It makes it so much nicer. It's bittersweet now, right? But like I said, like the whole picture of Liam Gallagher like this at the time, it was really cool because he didn't have a shoe. So this was like, Liam's wearing this, so people gravitated to that. Yeah. There wasn't a time when there was like 5 Liam Gallagher trainers, so it was seen as sort of like that. It came from the lineage of like vintage history. It ticked all the boxes at the time. And you said you got these for 25 quid, did you?
Yeah, I got them on eBay.
got maybe for 25 quid. I checked for some reference before that. There was some of them were sitting for 250, some of them were sitting for like 80 quid.
Yeah, so it did quite well.
It's a really nice trainer. It's a nice, you get, like I said, you get the blue version, or this was the female version. They go really nice with jeans. We've done a chat GBT thing about it, and I told it was like a trim trap, so it was totally wrong.
Yeah.
The Foxen is like similar to a Gazelle. As you notice, that it's got like the older.
That just remembers me of the Gazelle.
Yeah, Gazelle
the,
vintage.
The vintage Gazelles.
Yeah, with that hex one, and so it's it ticks all boxes for a casual trainer, I would say. It's very easy to go with a lot of things. If you can get a pair for like 25 quid like Steve, you're doing well. It was a good release from the Special range as well. It says you got the lower tree, the indoor comp, all that. So yeah, I think it's worth mentioning. MD.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's a good trainer. It's quite comfy as well.
So yeah, if you didn't like the pick of the week, you can go out and pick this.
Definitely.
'Cause like I said, they made so many of them. But yeah, that is, unless anybody else has got anything to say.
No, that's it. On me.
What about you, Crash? The derby's coming up in 2 weeks. You confident?
Not at all. Not at all. In fact, I might not even go.
We can discuss that next week. So
Yeah, well, I can see us speaking about that quite heavily next week.
After the
I can see myself going on holiday the week after.
Right, so that brings us to the end of this week's episode of 20 minutes of Terrace Talk. 20 odd minutes of Terrace Talk, sorry. So thank you, Chris, for joining us.
My pleasure as always.
Steve, any last words?
Yeah, make sure you like and subscribe and ding that bell, and I'll see you next week.
Right, and don't forget to click the link in the description to get my playlist of the week. If you're still in a party, still drinking, stop, go home. If you're thinking about carrying a knife, you're a shite bag. Have a good weekend. Peace.